Hello, you are listening to Just Films and That. This is the podcast where we celebrate films we think deserve a little bit more love. Whether they're underrated or underseen, we're going to tackle them one film at a time. I'm the host, Josh Hallam, and I'm joined as ever by my wonderful co-host, Jamie Allen. Jamie, how you doing? You okay?
I've told you never to call me a coast again.
Do what I want. You can't chain me.
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm good. Are you excited to talk about a little cartoon detective mouse?
Right, let's get into it. How is that mouse meant to be sexy though on the things?
Yeah, I knew you were going to bring this up straight away. Yeah, it's in the Robin Hood vein of sexy Disney animals.
Because it's a child's adventure, seeing through the eyes of a mouse version of Sherlock Holmes.
Who lives in Sherlock Holmes' house.
All of a sudden, we're in a speakeasy where there's a bunch of mice who are like, God, I want to shag that one. So anyway, Josh, I'm excited to talk about this. This was your pick, wasn't it?
It was, mate. It was.
So what's it about, Josh? And why did you pick it?
Well, you've already touched on there. It's about sexy mice. This week, we're talking about. So I'll clear something up before I say what it's about and why I picked it. First of all, I thought this was called Basil, the Great Mouse Detective, and I think it's taken me 30 years to realise it's just called The Great Mouse Detective. However, some research shows that in the UK, I think it was also called Basil the Great Mouse Detective. In other places, it's called Basil the Great. So anyway, that's what we're talking about. We'll call it The Great Mouse Detective for sake of ease, because that's what it's up on the streaming platforms and things like that. It's from 1986. Yeah, so if you've not seen it, The Great Mouse Detective is basically about, it's, as Jamie's basically alluded to, it's Sherlock Holmes, but what if he was a mouse? So there's a mouse that lives in Sherlock Holmes' sort of house, in his basement or whatever it is, his cellar, and he is also Sherlock Holmes, but it's just in the mouse world. A young mouse girl goes to see him with a sort of other mouse that's Dr. Watson, and they go off on a Sherlock Holmes adventure.
Show us the mouse that lives in Jack the Ripper's place.
And League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but mice.
There's been 5 mice prostitutes murdered. Does Basil go after Mouse Jack the Ripper? Yeah, there we go. We've invented our sequel already. Everyone stream this movie so people think there's a demand for a sequel. And we'll make
Basil goes after Jack the Ripper, but he's a mouse. Or it doesn't have to be a mouse, he could be like a vole or something, like it's just another rodent, because there are other rodents in this. But yeah, so that's what it's about. Why did I pick this one? So I picked this one because I think, similar to when we did Sword in the Stone a little while ago, I think this is fairly well rated, but I think it needs to be seen by more of its target audience, because I think it's really good. I think it's worth a watch, and I wonder if kids are going back and watching it now. I mean, for me, this is a better Sherlock Holmes film than some of the Sherlock Holmes films. But he's a mouse.
Yeah, he's not a dick, is he? Which there's a thing of Sherlock Holmes has to be a dick.
Yeah, he's not an opium addict, so it never touches on it.
That we see.
The thing is, but yeah, so I picked it mainly because I think it's underseen, and I think it's fair. Looking at the scores, which we'll come back to, I think it's fairly appropriately rated. Had you seen this one before?
I hadn't, actually.
Wow, that doesn't happen very often.
I think I always mix it. Or if I have, I can't remember it. This kind of fell in with Five All Goes West for me.
Right, yeah.
I always thought it was that, but obviously it's not, because he's a detective. But
yeah,
I think we were Five All kids, and no.
Yeah, it does. It also does fall into that kind of. It's not for me. It's not, because it's a big part of my childhood. But it's some of these films are, you either watched them or you didn't when you were kids. If you did, they might have stuck with you. And everyone's got those films that stuck with them for years and years for no reason or whatever. And like you say, yours obviously Five All Goes West or Five or whatever, which I've never seen in the same way that you'd never seen this. But it is, I mean, I wonder if it is a touch interchangeable, because what's strange about this is it's just before a really big explosion of peak Disney.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, this is 86, which I was born in that year, so it wouldn't have been like a trip to the cinema or, no. This is just out. My parents wouldn't have bothered to buy it if I was 2. They'd just let me stare at a box in the corner. So it would have had to be on TV like years later, I think.
Yeah. Right, okay, let's get stuck into it then. So if you've not listened before, if you found yourself here because you're a particularly big Great Mouse Detective fan, or you're doing something on Sherlock Holmes or whatever, welcome. It's nice to have you. We always start with the positives, what we like about the film, and then we move on to the negatives. So what did you like about it, mate? What did you like? I mean, did you like it? Was it all right, or did you not like it? You're going to break my childhood heart here.
Turning this on, I felt so bad because when we did The Sword in the Stone, you had a real, like, as if I was dumping you, but asking if I could keep all your stuff. Look. And I was
Which is most of the time.
And I like this. It's quite good, isn't it? It's not, I could see why it's not stuck to the classic. No one's got a Basil toy at home, have they? But I think the characters are strong. I like that as I said, there is a thing of like Holmes is normally an arsehole in most things, and I like that he's not. I like the kind of there's a few like sly nods for adults. Like he's called Basil because Basil Rathbone was the voice of Sherlock Holmes, and you get there's even towards the end when he falls off the clock tower with Rattigan.
Yeah.
That's like that is how Sherlock was dead for many years.
It's the Reichenbach fall. Yeah.
Oh, all right, mate. Okay.
No, but you are spot on. It's one of the things in my notes, which is there's so many good. So I think one thing that this does really, really well is it's got loads of stuff in there for kids and loads of stuff in there for parents, providing the parents or whoever's taking the kids to watch it like Sherlock Holmes or knows about Sherlock Holmes. So there's like, everyone in Sherlock Holmes has got an equivalent. So obviously you've got Sherlock, you've got a Watson, you've got a Mrs. Hudson, you've got a Moriarty. There's other stuff in there as well. I like the fact that Basil, like you say, he's not an arsehole. Well, he's not as much of an arsehole as Sherlock Holmes, but he does have all the similar eccentricities of being entirely consumed by his work and having weird little inventions and eccentricities and things like that. And he also says elementary a lot, which I know that the literary character doesn't say that much, but it's what people expect with the baggage of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I kind of was wondering, like, what level of copyright infringement is there if Sherlock Holmes was still up, like, out of copyright, or was there a point where people were like, well, hang on, you can't be, he's wearing a deerstalker steady on, But yeah, it's like, I like that he's not he's not Sherlock in this world. There is a Sherlock.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle rules of the person that I live near, I'm just going to learn their trades. Yeah. And I happened to, luckily it was the greatest detective in the world who's got a fat loser that he abuses.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you don't even know it's that. And so he's got his own version.
and the smartest dog in the world.
Yeah. And they do confirm that his mate, what's his name? It's Dawson.
Yeah.
They confirm that Dawson has fought in Afghanistan.
As a mouse.
Which means that there's like wars.
There's mice wars.
Yeah. Every time the Empire like does something, there is a mouse version of that, which means that there's mice colonialization in this world. But yeah, I mean that just adds a bit of flavor to it, and it just tells you like he is exactly like Watson. That he's and it's staying true to that character. I really like the voice acting in this as well, because
Vincent Price.
Yeah. Fantastic. I think they all do well, and you don't. I think like Boo is the only like modern animated character where you can tell that he's a child.
Yeah,
like most child acting, it's like some teenager or something. But the little girl in this reminds me a lot of the girl from All Dogs Go to Heaven. Like she's just got that perfect like sweet voice where you are like, oh god, nothing happens to her.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen All Dogs Go to Heaven, don't Google it.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Like, have we done All Dogs Go to Heaven?
Me and Alice did it.
Oh, we'll go listen to that. It's probably a better episode than what I'm doing. And then Google it if you want to cry. Yeah, this is pre like big celebrities. Obviously, Vincent Price was a big name, but
yeah,
nowadays it is it'd be Chris Evans probably playing Basil and Chris.
This is back in the day where it was one big name.
Yeah.
What like Robin Williams was in Aladdin, one big name.
Yeah, and
whereas now, like you say, everyone's famous.
Yeah, so I thought and also this is 75 minutes long, which I remember watching animated films as a kid, and they felt like they were 3 hours long, and you could go to the room and come back, and in reality you probably went out for 2 minutes, but you're like, oh well, this is still on, but it's just in and out, boom, done. And I watched it today, and I was like, in terms of the timeline, I'm like, the girl comes to see Basil. He's like, let's go see that. Let the dog take me to the bar. I've been caught. There's a set piece. I'm on the clock tower.
Yeah, the end.
The edge.
Yeah,
that's it. So yeah, it whizzes by. It doesn't drag at any point, does it?
No, it's really, really well paced. I forgot how short it was. I mean, it's not even. I mean, you could argue it's not even feature length. Like you say, it's 75 minutes long, so it's like an hour of 50. Well, it's an hour and 15 minutes, isn't it? That's how long that many minutes is.
Yeah, and that's 3 minutes of credit as well.
Yeah. But no, I really like the voice acting. Coming back to that as well, really like I mean, Vincent Price, he's got to be up there with one of the best voices in cinema history, isn't he? Like,
should we talk about Rattigan? Because he's a great villain, and also
got stubble.
There's a level of like race class denialism in there that's like quite interesting.
Yeah, he hates that he's a rat.
Yeah, and he'd rather be a mouse. And you kind of think in that period, there's like, different races would have been treated differently, and he's like a businessman who's risen up the ranks. So it's just it's like it's not overdone. It's just an extra layer where adults can be like, oh, okay, right.
Do you think it's meant to be he is a rat but wants to be a mouse, or is he a massive mouse? So they all think he's a rat, and he hates that. That's misunderstood when he's just a big mouse with stubble. He does have stubble.
Well, that's when I said the really sexy rat that I'd want to have sex with. It's Rattigan.
It's Rattigan
because he's a businessman. He's
called Rattigan, so he's probably a rat, right?
Yeah, I was a mouse, but now I'm a Rattigan. Yes,
put it in your little act, mate. Get it on the.
Well, you think I'm not proud of that? You think I'm not going to personally clip that up myself on this side? Yeah. So, and also, I like there's a real threat from him because you get a rare event in this where he commits murder via feline murder.
Yeah, he just can control the cat.
Yeah, if this was brought out now, he would have put that drunk outside to be eaten by the cat, and then it would have been like oh, never mind, or the cat's already eaten. But the cat legitimately eats a character that is innocent. It's just a drunk mouse that
annoys him,
calls him a rat, and he's like, well, for the cat, for you. So there's like threat from him, and there's a real there is an actual mystery of what he's up to. Like, because you don't know what he's. I mean, we should have guessed it. He's making a robot to replace the Mouse Queen.
Yeah, Mouse Queen Victoria.
Yeah. Of course. Did we have a mouse application? Or...
Yeah. Well, I suppose.
I think we're both thinking the same thing, so I'll say it if you want. Did Mouse Andrew go to Mouse Island? There you go.
I don't know, because that's like 100 years after this, so we have to wait.
There we go. Yeah. So characters like strong, good. Yeah, cats are evil, dogs are good. I've got that it sticks to that dynamic.
Always the same. Yeah, it's always the same. I mean, the dog is pretty good at this, isn't he? Like, he's a good. I do think there's some really good design choices in here, and I think they do a really good job of like something for the kids, something for the adults. As I said, providing the adults like Sherlock Holmes or know Sherlock Holmes. I mean, Sherlock Holmes is one of those characters that's so famous. Most people, there will be many people who don't know that Sherlock Holmes has got a Dr. Watson, a Professor Moriarty, and even like a housekeeper, a sort of exasperated housekeeper, even if you don't know her name, sort of thing. So I think there's plenty to like for kids in there. Like, there's some good elements of using a child's point of view with a narrator and Olivia as a character who, like you say, is the little girl. I think it's pretty funny in places. I like that there's some really good world building in terms of the design. Like, there's this idea of that, at one point she's sitting in a big Wellington boot or a shoe, and there's loads of stuff that's obviously for full-size humans being used as mouse things as well, in that same way that he'd see in something like A Bug's Life or something like that. But at the same time, they all just, like you say, they just have mouse clothes. There's no they do a really good job of balancing all that. It's really colourful. I think it looks quite classic Disney. Like, some of the mice look like the mice in Cinderella and things like that. So I do think there's plenty in there in terms of colour and depth of the design to keep kids engaged as well. But also, Basil's got a gun, so who made that?
No, it looks beautiful, and I think the the set pieces in this, they flow really nicely. Like I really admire, there's a bit where Basil's bouncing on like a horse that's on a spring up like some blocks to chase that weird bat that talks like it's got someone's granny who's been smoking for 60 years.
It's a fidget, the bat.
Yeah. I feel like the voice on that bat as well. But yeah, it just looks beautiful the way he's chasing him. And do you know, a lot of animation, the kind of the cheap Scooby-Dooism of, oh, what door is he going to come through? Well, it's the one that's been shaded as if it's going to move. Yeah. Whereas this all has been kind of done, you can tell that care and time has gone into it. It was that kind of peak, well-drawn stuff for Disney before they realized, like, oh, we can just animate the library and Beauty and the Beast using CGI. So sack off the way for us. Let's go.
I'm glad they stopped that after a while and that's not carried on.
Yeah, and those set pieces are really fun. I actually did laugh out loud at the top on the escape scene, the kind of the Rube Goldberg, the ball's going to fall down to get on the...
Where they're stuck in the mousetrap.
Yeah. And they jump out and then he grabs them and the plan all along was that they'd land right in front of the camera and he goes, smile everyone. And it's such a great, like, smug topper. I do think Basil's like, he's a great character. I think Basil's a really great Disney hero, and I think Ratigan's a really great Disney villain. Like, one of the things some people levy at Disney, particularly more recently, is that the villains can be a bit forgettable. But I think Ratigan's a really good, like, one of the things that in my dislikes, it's probably my only dislike, so perhaps we'll come back to it, is that he's actually quite scary. Yeah, I mean, I think more of the sexy cat is in the dislikes, but
with the little pink bow that eats mice.
Well, they weren't afraid to go scary then, were they?
No,
because there are bits in here where, like, when they come across all the stuff in the bat's lair, they know how to animate stuff to make it look fearful, and as I said, there's an actual genuine threat in this as well. Like, Ratigan's plan is to have them murdered, which is normally it's like, I'll tie you up until my devilish thing is done. But this is like, you're going to be squashed.
Yeah, you're going to die in a mousetrap, which is designed to kill you as a mouse.
I know you lost many cousins to this device.
I think that's pretty much it for likes from my point of view. I just think I actually went into this thinking I'm not sure if this is going to be any good. I do think it's Underseen, and I was actually pleasantly surprised, even though I'd seen it before, at how good it was, how smooth it was, how well written it was, how it looked. I just think there's plenty to like in there. I mean, is there anything else for you for the likes?
There is one more, and it's going to sound like it's silly or like throwaway, but genuinely, the idea of writing a goodbye song to use against your nemesis is quite chilling, because the plan is that the record's going to play, and as the needle pulls closer and closer away, and the record that he plays, that's Ratigan singing a song saying goodbye, which is so hardcore. Like, because the idea is that he was like in a recording studio to be like, I know what, we need to get this right because it's the last thing.
Yeah, I wonder if they did that because they got Vincent Price, or did they write it and go, Vincent Price doesn't take this, we're gonna have to cut a lot of this out because his voice is so great.
You're the new main character, it doesn't matter.
I want to see Ratigan, the great crime lord.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to own a cat.
I mean, I suppose that's something you could say. Ratigan does it. He does steal the show somewhat, doesn't he?
Yeah. But there's some great stuff about Basil. I always like when characters embrace and love chaos. And there's a bit where Basil's holding onto the dog's lead, and the dog runs off, and you hear Basil laughing. And I love stuff like that where someone's like on a perilous adventure where they're in so much danger and they're just like, this is great, isn't it?
Yeah, just absolutely revel in it.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a pro for me, mate. Were you worried I'd be like, Josh, what are you putting me through?
I just know that you don't like cute animals. Okay, so that's the likes done. Let's move on to the dislikes then. Is there anything from you? Is it that the sexy mouse lady who sings in the bar wasn't in it enough?
I did have like, why are they trying to make me want to check this mouse?
In my head, that was much earlier on, and she became a love interest. I've completely Mandela affected myself on that one.
Yeah, I mean, we discussed this before, but surely she should have been the mouse that then turns up right at the end that leads into his next adventure. Like, it's just a random mouse that's like, I read about you in the paper.
Yeah, that would have been, I know what you mean, a little bit of tying it together.
Paper.
Yeah, perhaps if it was made now, they'd sew a B story in that wasn't resolved.
Yeah, and then, but also, like, the Sherlock is normally a bachelor, isn't he? He's not. So I'm glad that they didn't throw that in as well. I haven't got many dislikes.
Basil has 700 or 800 kids.
He's just
an actual normal mouse.
Just a shagger.
Absolute top shagger, moving from mouse to mouse.
Is it a bit too short? Because you don't really build that relationship up enough that when he says goodbye to the little girl, what's her name? Is it Olivia?
Olivia's the little girl, yeah.
When he says goodbye, you don't really feel it in the same way that, I mean, I know it is, the stakes are more emotional in All Dogs Go to Heaven, but you feel like they've gone through a lot together. Whereas this is just, we've gone here. All right, I've saved your dad, Tom.
I suppose that on the one hand you could say, well, it's just a case for him, but on the other hand, well, if they've made a film out of it, so there's got to be some sort of emotional attachment. Yeah. It probably is too short. It probably could have been another 20 minutes long or whatever. I wonder if that's just because I don't actually know. There is a box office for this, so it must have been released in the cinemas, and I don't, direct-to-video stuff wasn't that big really around this time.
No, not in '86. No, I mean
not in '86.
Back then, I guess you weren't demanding that much from your animated movie that you could just, and '86 you're probably getting like a little cartoon beforehand as well.
Yeah.
So it was a chance to throw your kid in the cinema while you go do the shopping or get a bag in or something. The only other criticism I've got is, are you a musical or not? Because if you're a musical, don't give me the first song 20 minutes in.
And the only song, really.
Yeah, let me know. Well, apart from the banging, you're gonna die now, which I did like. But yeah,
2 songs of Rattigan's got both of them.
But it doesn't know if it's a musical or not, which is weird. Do you think?
And I think I do want, this is in a bit of a dark, not dark in terms of the subject matter, but dark in terms of the output for Disney, isn't it? Like this is pre, they really rebooted with, would have been Little Mermaid it was after this, was that 88 or 89, and then you got Beauty and the Beast, and then it gets into, your big hit as Aladdin, Lion King, bang, bang, bang. And it gets, that's when they had a bit of a resurgence. So, and I don't know enough about the history of them as a company to know, well, what was actually going on at this time? Why, was this a bit of a throwaway project for them? Was it it's an easy win. It's Sherlock Holmes. He's a mouse. It can't be that hard. Stick some writers on it. Throw some money at Vincent Price and hope it makes a bit of money.
Yeah, it's weird that they haven't brought this back. I mean, they can't be that hard to do, more adventures of Basil.
Did he ever get live action?
Yeah. Oh, think about that speakeasy.
Oh God, think about Rattigan's song, but it was an actual realistic looking mouse.
That's going to be Jonathan. Was it Jonathan Rhys Davies? There's your Rattigan right there.
What, as in
Gimli?
Gimli,
yeah,
or Brian Blessed or something.
We just bring Bob Hoskins both for that.
Yeah, or you could get McKellen to do it.
Oh yeah. And also do make him gay as well. It's about time we
why not
a gay rag mouse.
Let's make Basil the Great Mouse Detective more diverse.
Yeah, exactly. The only other, it's not a dislike, but it's not aged well. Threatening the Empire is a bad thing. Hasn't aged well, is it?
Not really, no. But I guess if it's an adaptation of Sherlock Holmes, that's when it was written, isn't it? So that's that's what it's all about. For me, I've got 2. One is, and I've sort of touched on this. I mean, is it a bit scary? Is it a bit too scary? Not for the likes of us, because we're watching like horror films all the time. We're grown-ups. We're adults, aren't we? Both of us. Neither of us are scared of anything. Certainly not anything that anyone would ever suggest that I would be scared of here. Anyway, Disney Plus said 6+. So I guess I can't really see like an 8-year-old being scared by it.
There's only one way we can find out, Judge.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, we need your
4-year-old kid and you want to traumatize them, make them watch this and then email us.
I was going to say,
is it a bit scary? Like, it's almost, it's not a, it's almost like it's like a PG, isn't it? In places,
I'd say I hear what you're saying, but I think I would have a bigger issue if the cat wasn't. The cat has like a bow, doesn't it? And it hasn't.
Yeah.
The cat is just a predator. It's not painted as like malicious, and also it's working for him. So the cat doesn't seem to take like that much fun in what it does. Like if that was like a psychopathic cat, then maybe it'd be too scary.
I used to find Ratigan scary when I was a kid.
When you were a kid? All right, Josh.
Yeah, when I was a kid. Not when I watched this, Jamie. All right.
Did you fast forward through the Ratigan bits?
But yeah, it was only 20 minutes for me. But no, it was. I did used to find it scary, when I was sort of 6 or when I first watched it or whatever. And I used to find Fidget a bit scary. That's the bat.
I found it like quite fun. I think just because the vocal work on that.
Yeah.
Because I think the sillier the voice, obviously you can't. I know what you mean, because there's bits where like he's hidden or he is a prick because he kidnaps
sort of like a lot of red eyes going on.
Yeah.
A lot of not graphics. The wrong word. Like I suppose gruesome, a little grotesque.
Yeah. I suppose because my mind goes to the bat in Fair Gully as the only like visual comparison, and I know that he's a real silly goose, so I had the same thing. So. But I guess maybe if you have. It was the 80s though, where kids were like smoking and stuff, so they kids now are bloody woke, aren't they? So
yeah, that's it. You couldn't watch this now. You'd have to put it on the TikToks or whatever it is the kids watch now. The only thing I've got here is there's a bit where they give Olivia some crumpets and they look like the least crumpet looking things I've ever seen in my life.
That's a cake. That's a muffin.
It's just a cake, yeah.
And this is meant to be.
You're gonna make a British institution like Sherlock Holmes, but he's a mouse. Have him eating actual crumpets.
Yeah, you're right. We should give this 2 stars for that.
Anything else for you on the dislike?
They just stopped halfway through and went, "That's not fucking crumpet, you idiot. You're meant to be the smartest mouse in London, and you think this is a crumpet?
This mouse is smart enough to tame a dog and get it to do stuff for him.
Have you been hit in the head?
Maybe he is an opium addict like the real Sherlock Holmes.
Did you also feel bad for the dog when she gave her that crumpet and you're like, that's nothing to a dog?
Yeah, absolutely nothing. Especially because they're mouse-sized crumpets, so it must be like a crumb of a crumpet.
Why did he look happy when he had it?
Why does the dog listen to Basil and why does the cat listen to Ratigan? Nothing makes any sense.
But I guess if we're talking, would you recommend this to a kid about 8 in 2026? Yeah, I'd see no problem. And I don't think it's dated, because also you get that thing where when something's a period piece, it tends to date a lot less anyway. Yeah, if this is set in the 80s, then they're like, what's a cell? Why is a cell phone so big? Because he's a mouse. Mouse goes and gets you. Cheese is good.
You beat me to it.
Yes. But yeah, no, I think this is good. I do think it's Underseen, just in case it's not one of those that pops up on the Disney Plus kind of, why not give this a go? I feel like when I've been on the Disney app, I feel like Aristocats is more popular there. Like that will come up
because you like
some
of the racist cats.
Yeah, I just type in like weird representations. That's a drop down in Disney. Yeah, I've got Song of the South. Get ready for that. But yeah, it's people don't talk about this. There's not many references to it.
No,
is there?
No, and it's like I'm sure I read somewhere that there was things, toy lines, or maybe it was available in Kingdom Hearts or something, and it's been discontinued. So I don't think anyone's talking about this. But let's have a look at the critical reception. Let's look at it now then. Yeah, so let's have a look at this critical reception then. So as I said, I think it's fairly appropriately rated, but I do think it's Underseen. It's hard to judge, but we'll have a go. So we'll do the scores first then. As I say, I think it's fairly appropriately rated. How would you rate this then?
I think it's slight, but it's good. So I'm in the 6 category. Yeah. I think. Are you happy with 6, or is that? Does that ruin your childhood?
With 6. I'd probably give it a bit higher, but perhaps it's that thing again of nostalgia doing some lifting for me. But I wouldn't be unhappy at 6. It's just that you're an idiot.
I think you do need more iconic songs for this to land a bit heavier.
There's definitely an element there. It doesn't quite tread the usual Disney formula. So is there an element of is that why it wasn't successful? Because really there is only one proper musical number in it. Other than that, it is literally just an adaptation of Sherlock Holmes, but he's a mouse.
And it's not a musical. It's
not a musical.
So in this world, right, again, just to start, maybe you just start singing and they're like, oh, Jesus, he's off again.
Right, so at the time of recording over on IMDb, it gets 7.1 out of 10. The audience give it 79% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the critics also give it 79%. And I don't think I've ever actually seen it where it's exactly the same before. So that averages out at 76.3. So sort of 7.5-ish out of 10, or 76% if you want to do it that way. I think that's fine. I think that's fine for me. I wouldn't, I wouldn't rate it particularly higher. Maybe you could go slightly lower. Would you be happy with those scores as appropriate?
Yeah, I'm not, I don't feel like people are getting robbed if they see that.
No.
They go into being like, well, this isn't the 7.6 masterpiece.
Yeah. In terms of the box office, I mean, it made 38 million worldwide, which for the late 80s, for something that I don't think they put loads of money into marketing and stuff, it's all right. But when you think of it as a Disney film, like even if this came out now, it'd probably make 300 million, maybe up to $500 million, because that's where the money is now, is in kids films. Really, that's the only the horror in kids films and comic book films a little bit still are where the money seems to be in the cinema at the moment. So I would say that's Underseen, because I think that box office is low considering it's a Disney film. Even if it's not a classic Disney film, it's still a Disney film. But also, like we said before, no one's really talking about it, and no one's like, I wonder, I mean, so it came out in 86, so it came out the year you were born, and the year and a couple of years before I was born, because I'm considerably younger than you.
All right, mate, calm down.
Yeah, lot
Actually, I thought this was shit. 2 stars.
But what it means, are our generation who have kids who've actually had sex with people or adopted, whatever they've done.
What is that like?
Are they showing it to their kids now? Because I don't think they are.
No, I think this is one of those ones that we touch on now and again, where it's like, it didn't bomb, but it's just got no cultural footprint.
No footprint. Yeah, absolutely. So I think it deserves to have more of one. I think there's plenty of films that Disney have done that, this is as good as, for example. And I think it deserves to be seen by more people. So I think we can say appropriately rated Underseen. What would you say?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think we'll get, sometimes when we post that we're doing these, I think we'll get quite a few people comment underneath that they say like, oh, I forgot about this and I love this from my childhood.
Which we've had before with things like All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yeah, and Quigley Down Under.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was you, because you weren't the host by that point.
Still great. If you listen to this, watch Quigley Down Under.
Okay, there we go. Another one in the bag. The Great Mouse Detective. All Basil the Great Mouse Detective is appropriately rated and Underseen. It's on Disney Plus. Give it a watch. There's loads to like in there. If you do want to subject a kid less than 6 to this, then do let us know. Does it traumatize them forever? Especially either the sexy mouse bar brawl scene or the Ratigans singing whilst murdering someone. But we'll be back next week with another episode. All that remains to be said is we're on, you can get in touch with us on filmsandthatpod@gmail.com. We're on all the social medias. If you search for Just Films and That on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, you'll find us. We're always putting stuff out there. Give us a follow. If you've got a second, head on over to whatever app you're listening to this on. Give us a 5-star rating and review. It'd be really, really appreciated. It helps other people find the podcast, and they can hear our thoughts on films like The Great Mouse Detective. We're on Letterboxd as well, where we try and log all the films that we do in the normal episodes, and all the films that I watch if I review a new release and things like that. Everything's in the show notes. Click the link tree and you'll find it. Jamie's also got his own podcast as well. Jamie, tell us about your podcast.
Yeah, it's called Sexy Mice, and we just look at different bits of pop culture with the sexiest mice of it. No, it's called The Best Movie 2 with the number 2, and it tells you what movie to watch in any given situation. For example, what's the best movie to watch on an airplane? What's the best movie to watch if you've just been dumped? What's the best movie to watch if you're getting sexually confused over anthropomorphized animated animals, stuff like that. So good if you just what would us. Yeah, and we're also on Letterboxd, Best Movie 2, where I try and do funny reviews now and again. I'll put the effort in if you get the effort to look at them.
Yeah. That's also in the show description and the notes below. So do click it, give it a follow. It's well worth your time if you're looking for more film content. All that remains to be said, we'll be back next week with another episode. It's goodbye from me. Cheerio.
Bye.